Good evening, everyone. I know you're all just tuning in right now, so welcome to Monday night with me. I'm gonna wait a few minutes until a few more of you jump on and you can start chatting. Oh my gosh, look at California's already on. Hello, Holly. Um, so those of you over here on Facebook, oh hey Mike, how are you? You on Facebook need to jump on over to my YouTube channel. I always stream this live from my Facebook page, just because I know a lot of people are more familiar and comfortable with Facebook, but I only address questions and really talk to my YouTube crowd. So what you guys need to do is go over to my YouTube channel. Actually, I'm seeing people on both. That's crazy. So that's fine. You can watch me on both. Um, but for those of you on Facebook that have not seen me on my channel is Intuitive Medium Deborah Hanlon. So pop that in to the search engine for YouTube and I should come up. It's best if you hit subscribe so that you can get notified every time I come on. So hey guys over here on YouTube. So happy Monday night. Hey Lee and Dana and Shanna. Ooh, from South Glens Falls. I'm going to kind of be up in your area um, later in May. So I'll tell you that in a few minutes. I'm just seeing who else is on. Happy Nurses Day, Aisha. And happy International Nurses Day for all of you who are tuning in who are nurses. So the point of these Monday night YouTube lives are just opportunity to just kind of have a conversation with me. Tonight, all questions will be more generalized. I won't take any personal intuitive questions through this format. Great, my throat is dry already. But I won't take any personal intuitive questions through this format tonight. So if your question is more of the generalized, what do I do about X, Y, and Z, or how do I expand my energy field, that I'll address here. Hello, Creeper Squad. Hello, Renee. Sheila, I see you. I'm so excited to hear from you and see that you're tuning in. So I always like to talk a little bit about my upcoming events that I have. And as you can see up above, I have, 4 galleries set up in May. 2 of them are already sold out. So the wood is sold out. And I believe I'm like 100% sure. And the gallery at my center, I think I only have 2 more seats left. So that might even have been filled up already. So you need to look at my other events. I have May 10th, which is a Friday night, means it's a really fun night to go out because you most likely don't have work the next morning. But that is also a fundraiser for the Monroe Woodbury senior class for grad night. So tickets and information are all on my website, but you contact the people on my website for ticket reservations. So go ahead and do that for that one. And the other one is I'll be up on May 15th in the Albany area at the Polish American Community Center up in the Capital Region. So I am not planning to be back in the Capital Region for a while. So if you want to catch me, that's the one you need to see me at. And then tonight, let's see, well, before I go into tonight, what else do I have coming up? Classes, I have a ton of classes scheduled in the fall. My energy transformation awareness, this is like the class for healers. It's for everyone, but if you are wanting to do healing work, you must do this class first because I'm constantly really harping on the fact that a healer needs to heal thyself and really become super, super aware of our mental, emotional, and spiritual realms. And drop my pen, hold on. And that class will get you very much in touch with it. If you have no desire to do healing work with anyone, everyone needs this class. But I mentioned it on Instagram a couple of weeks ago about the class for healers. And I had so many people asking, oh my gosh, what is this? And this is my energy transformation awareness class. If you feel stuck in your life, if you're just kind of like, I don't know what I'm doing and I don't know what I want, or I'm really down, I'm really depressed, or just kind of low level living, this is the class for you because it teaches you what emotions are contributing to a low level energy field. And It is out of this world. It is completely intense. I only take 20 people for that workshop. I already have signups. It starts in September. It's 6 weeks long. That information is on my website. Go to the date September 13th, and then you click on Energy Transformation Awareness, and it's all there. So let's see. I have notes. Meditation. I have started a kickoff last night of running my meditation classes in person and online at the same time, and I kicked that off last night. I had a ton of participants. So those who tuned in online, it was similar to this. You see me, but we can also see you if you want me to see you and choose to see you. Greg had the pictures, the screen of all the participants who were doing online meditation. Their faces were up at the center on the big, huge TV screen there. So they were really, felt a part of the other group who was receiving the meditation live. So it was just a really cool way. First time I've ever done both. I thought it went really well. We had over 45 people at the center showing up, and then I can't remember how many I had online, but it was packed. It was a packed house, and I always forget how much I love teaching simple meditation. I've done it for a million years. I'm usually somebody who gets bored with things quickly, and I'm always like, been there, done that. And the fact that I've been doing this meditation groups for 15 years, probably more, and I love it more every time, because what I love is the common human bonds that we all share. We all share those moments where we just think we're the only one feeling a certain way. And then when we find out we're not, it's like so liberating in and of itself. So if you live far away, if you cannot make it to the center, if you prefer to be home, now I've given you no more excuses. So you can look at how to sign up for that next one on May 19th online, or just come to the center. So let me just check out what my friends here have said. You, meaning you guys, my friends. Shannon, you got to meet me last Monday. That's fantastic. And you want to say thank you. Well, thank you for saying thank you. I always laugh when, people have like nice things to say to me, because I always say like, oh, you should see me at home, or you should please tell my sons that you like me. Speaking of my sons, this week I'm actually going to be a part of, I've never done this before, I've never been asked for obvious reasons, I'm going to do a career day at a school. I won't say which school just yet. Yeah, I won't say which school. So I was asked, and I thought, wow, that's weird. I've never been asked to do career day. I think it's amazing. I'm doing this at a middle school. And obviously, I am not going to a middle school to discuss like, oh, by the way, I talk to dead people and you can too. I'm not doing that. What I'm really excited about is I'm talking to 7th and 8th graders about the importance of meditation, how to meditate, what is meditation, the power of positive thinking and how your brain creates your reality, how to use visualization skills to just move yourself forward. So I am like so excited to meet with these 7th and 8th graders to be able to talk about these really important things. Think about it. If you guys learned half of what we talk about here back when we were 12, 13, and 14, how dramatically different would your lives have been? So the fact that this information can even be exposed to them is so thrilling to me. So I'm so excited to be asked that. But yeah, I'm not going to talk about like, oh, look at that, you're so-and-so's there. No, I'm not doing that at all. We're not even discussing that. Sandy, thank you. I'm glad that you said online meditation was great, because I want the opinion of those who attended online. I got a lot of feedback last night, and everyone said they loved it. One said they had wished, Melissa had said that she wished, was it you, Melissa? No, somebody else said, Anita said, you wish that her pets were somewhere else because her dogs kept like fighting and wrestling on her bed while she was trying to do it. So that would be the downside to meditating at home. The upside is that you get to lay in your bed or on the couch, and you basically fall asleep during it. So that's amazing. Let's see. Yes, Christina, next time sign up for meditation, either live or virtually. Emma, where can you buy my book? It's available online on Amazon. So you just type in my name and the title, In the Presence of Proof. And or if you come to one of my events, I always have books with me and at the center, and I can sign it for you. So if you order it online through Amazon, it goes shipped directly from Amazon, so I can't sign it. But anytime you bring it to me or an event, I'll be more than happy to sign it. I'm getting all like excited that my years and years and years when I was like 7, 8, 9, I used to pretend that I was signing like a book that I wrote. And the fact every single time I sign a book, I'm still amazed at like, oh my gosh, I've been visualizing myself signing my name on my book for, well, 35 years, which is frightening to say that that was 35 years ago. So we'll just move right along. Those of you on Facebook, go over to YouTube so that you guys can tune in and ask questions of me. I'm just going to remind you of that. If you could stay here on Facebook, but I only address questions over here on YouTube. Plus, you on Facebook see an ugly green screen behind me, but everybody else on YouTube gets to see my living room because this is, well, my library. We call this room the library. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Am I shaking my leg? The screen's bouncing. Was it bouncing? I don't know. Maybe I was. So I put my foot on the table. I might have been. I'm sorry. I think it should have calmed down now. Either that or you got some issues going on with your eyes. So you might want to address that. But maybe I was, and maybe I'm unaware of it. Let's see. Carolyn, you enjoyed it. That's great. I had 20 people online last night. So that's like 65 people who attended meditation. So on that note, Ina, yes, I do sell bracelets still. They're always available at any events that I show up at or at the center. Yes, I am shaking the screen. I just saw that, so sorry. Okay, so what we're going to say. So on that, having 65 people attend a meditation, the center was really, really packed, and that in and of itself is really intimidating and overwhelming. And I know a couple of people did get intimidated and were like, oh my gosh, this is too much for me because it was just a huge group event. But that really speaks volumes to where we are all collectively at. We're all searching. We're searching for some level of peace, of some clarity. We're all searching for that internal locus of control, which means this inner knower, and have connection to our own inner knower, because the world, who is texting me? Oh, okay, let's see. So are you kicking the table because it looks like it's moving? Yes. Move the mic closer. Thank you. And that should be it. Okay. I turned my text off. So let me get my feet off the table. So yeah, this speaks volumes to me because we are all in need of something to calm us, to center us. And I said last night at the meditation, there is nothing more powerful that you can do for yourself than starting a tiny little meditation practice, just so that you get still with yourself and start figuring out, what's behind all this junk thinking that we all have going on. We are all way overstimulated. We are all plugged into too many things. We are doing too many things. We're attempting to do many things. And then that leaves us completely sapped and drained. We tend not to have as much in-person contact. So we're only getting a portion of the story from each other. And when we're behind screens, we no longer have body language to read and feel. So words get misconstrued when it's said online or behind a text. So you really have to start thinking about what is collectively contributing to your anxieties, to your fears, to just this unsettling feeling that that many of us have. I think it's the way the world works. I think it's also about being an adult. I think that it's stressful. We've got a lot on our plates. We try to figure it all out. For some reason, we all think we should be able to do and handle everything, and that's not possible for anyone, as much as we all want to. It's not possible. It's not possible to be everything for everyone else, because then we wound up being nothing for ourselves. So a meditation practice will help bring you that clarity so that you can see clearly. You can understand, like, wow, you will be amazed when you suddenly can identify the people, the energies that you become around that start making you anxious or unhappy. I spoke about this last week about how toxic gossip is. And when we contribute to any gossiping about someone else, when that means even if we're just standing around listening, even if we're not participating in it and not saying anything, when we're around it, it literally is something that like puts holes in our energy field. It's really lethal. It's disgusting. And you only wind up hurting yourself because a lot of times the person gossiped about doesn't even know, doesn't even have a clue that anyone is saying anything about them. So that's another reason why we need that clarity to see, like, wow, I really feel uneasy. I don't like this. But when you're caught up in habitual living and you're just in this grind of doing the same thing over and over, you don't even notice what's bothering you. You don't notice what's wrong. You don't even think twice about what is happening in your life that's contributing to any negativity for yourself. So meditation will help you get calm and clear so that you can really be honest with yourself as to what feels right and doesn't feel right. That includes family members, unfortunately, and fortunately. Sometimes you'll have family members that you're going, no, I just can't be around that energy. I don't like it. So you need to tweak it and figure out a way that works better for you. So as an adult, even though it does stink and adulting sucks, as you're saying, and it's dumb, it is, it really is. There's a better way to be an adult and feel better for ourselves if we take that opportunity. So I want you to really think about those things. And meditation brings you to that closer space of inner peace. And when you have inner peace, you're not contributing to so much toxic energy. You'll find yourself withdrawing from a lot of people. I know I have. I'm tremendously withdrawn from a large group of people. Because I just don't enjoy it. I just don't enjoy negativity anymore at all. So think about that. And that is the purpose of a meditation practice, is to get clarity and calm. So let me go take a look at your questions. And I'm just reminding all of you, I don't see anyone asking anything personal yet, but just this is not the format tonight to ask personal intuitive questions that only pertain to yourself. I'm only looking for more generalized questions that we all can learn from. So let's take a look. Let's see, Christina, do I use crystals and do they really work? I don't use crystals. One, because I'm really not interested in them. There's some that I like. I think they're pretty, but I don't know enough about them, and I'm not drawn to that energy. I know a lot of people really are. I do believe that they work, not even knowing their properties and anything literal and scientific about them, because I'm not that person to ask about crystals. But I think if you believe something works, it'll work for you. Not I think. I know that if you believe something works, it'll work for you. So if you're somebody who wants to use crystals and you like them and you're attracted to them and they make you feel better, absolutely incorporate them into either it's your lucky charm, you hang out with it, you hold it all the time, you have them by your desk, then use them, because I do believe strongly in simply the power of belief in anything. If you believe it's the whole placebo effect, which I think is way, way more effective than any other thing that we can give ourselves. So as far as knowing literal properties and things like that, I'm definitely not the person to ask, because I just don't know. I have one piece of rose quartz that I keep on the fireplace in my bedroom that I love, and I don't know why. I just love this piece. I've never seen it. It's not polished. It's very like rough. And like I believe there's something really, really, really powerful about that particular crystal. I have a story in my book about a crystal that was given to me years and years ago, back in 2007, that is powerful and meaningful to me. And people give me crystals and bring me crystals all the time, and I love them because I love the sentiment behind it, but I don't know enough about their properties. But I think it's interesting. Okay, Sharon, I even set up your spot for you because I had a feeling it was going to be busy last night, so we had your spot all set up for you, but I'm glad you still were able to attend online. Let's see. Yes, you should. Those of you who tuned in online should be receiving or should have already received the link for the meditation that we did last night. When you sign up online, you have access to that and you can download it and listen to it over and over and over. So if you haven't, you can email my office, which is info@beingknowingdoing.com. Melissa, can I hold an object and get impressions from it? Yes. The first time I really, really tuned into that ability, I had done it, man, like in childhood. We used to play psychic games and do stuff like that. But I was back in 2007, the same time I got the crystal I was just talking about a moment ago. We did an exercise at a mediumship class at the Omega Institute in Rhinebeck, New York. And that's when we started practicing like holding an object and feeling information from it, which I love. I find extremely intriguing. However, I don't incorporate that in my readings, my personal one-on-one readings, simply because if someone hands me a man's watch, I already and automatically know that you're asking me to connect you to a male energy. So I don't want any information and objects to tell me anything about a person at all. So I don't use them in my readings. People bring me things a lot of times, and once I've heard from that person on the other side, people offer for me to hold their objects, and I do. But I don't think I need them. I just think it's like kind of like a fun practice. When I teach my intuitive development classes, we do exercises with psychometry. It's called the art of psychometry. So we do stuff like that, and you'll be amazed at what you can find. This is why I also hate antiques and antique stores and homes that have way too many antiques in it, because antiques are typically made of wood or metal, and those are two what do you call it, like mediums that hold energy forever and ever, unlike like plastic. Plastic doesn't hold energy. So metal, wood, and our body obviously holds energy, and I get so like overwhelmed and creeped out in the antique stores just because there's so much energy in there. It's not like I'm hearing from the owners of the objects, but I just feel like, oh my gosh, it's like walking back in time and it's too overwhelming. So that's why I don't like them. That's why I don't have antiques, because I don't want old energy. I do enjoy having, like, I have my grandmother's ring, which freaks me out every time I put it on. I'm always like so grateful that I have her ring. So jewelry is important, and old objects are important because their energy is held in those items. Oh, Antonetta, you're reading my book for the second time. I do think that it's really important to reread it because there are certain parts of it that you'll totally miss. I wrote the damn thing, and there's so many times that I reread something and I'm like, gosh, who wrote that? I love that. Someone posted, and I think, I forget, was it Jackie? I don't know, I didn't see if Jackie's tuned in, but someone posted a quote and on Facebook or something, and I was reading the quote and I was going, oh my gosh, this is it. Like, yes, I'm like reading this quote, totally in love with this quote. Like, yes, this is exactly what I feel and believe. And at the bottom, it was like by Deborah Hanlon. I'm like, oh, okay. So yeah, I liked my own quote a lot. Okay, good. Which was interesting because I forgot that I had written that very thing. But I think it does take a few times to read it. On that note too, if any of you have questions about the book or anything I've written in it, by all means, ask away. This is kind of our virtual book club as well, so you can totally talk about the book in here and ask questions, because that's the whole point of it. Laura, yes, you can download the online meditation. You should receive it, or should have received it already today through your email. Michelle sent the link out to everybody today. So if you didn't get it, check your spam first. And then if you didn't get it there, then you can email the office. Let's see. Yay, you're finally finding me on YouTube. I'm seeing everybody over here on Facebook tuning in, but I'm remind you Facebook people to come on over to YouTube so I can address your questions here, because I only read these questions. Also because my eyes, I can't see. My gosh, my eyes are like, huh? What? I can't see anything. Part of adulting. Greg is also posting links I'm seeing of like my Amazon store, because people are always asking me, what is the incense that you burn at the center? What is this? What is that? What are your favorite books? What music do you like? What music do you play before galleries? What books do you recommend on X, Y, and Z? All that stuff I have posted on my Amazon store. So you can follow the link there to see like what my items are. It's kind of like the knockoff cheap version of like Oprah's favorite things. It's some of Deborah's favorite things, but not nearly all of them. But yeah, he's posting the links to that, links to my book and my website and all of that, so that you guys don't have to look all over for. So Kathy, good evening. I'm glad you finally tuned in. That's good. Okay, Dana. When someone passes, do they fluctuate between this world and the other side before they totally pass? Not really. No, they really don't. It can depend on how they passed. When someone is in a coma or a coma state, whether it's induced coma or natural coma, or they're just kind of here and there at the same time, then yes, they can possibly straddle both worlds. What does that mean? It's kind of like being in a dream state and then waking up, and being in dream state and waking up, and back and forth. It's like that. A lot of times, other times people have been in comas, but they've crossed over completely. And yet, even though modern medical science declares a date as their death date, very often they have passed long before their physical body has shut down. But no, they don't fluctuate. I hear that a lot. I see a lot of paranormal shows talk about how like a spirit was confused and they didn't know that they were crossed over, like that movie Sixth Sense. And I don't have that experience at all. Nobody is confused about the overwhelming feeling that of love and bliss that you feel when you cross over. No one's confused like, gee, is this Calgon that took me away, or did I pass? You know, they're clear immediately, and very often before the physical body has passed. So the only time it's a fluctuation is when they're kind of in and out. Also, I've seen people who have dementia, Alzheimer's, they tend to be in both states. They come back and forth. And that's why a lot of times Alzheimer's patients talk about, oh, I see so-and-so, they're sitting right here. And the family's like, oh my gosh, that person passed like 6 years ago or 25 years ago. And it's because they're in between both worlds. They're absolutely seeing clear, but they're still physically here and aware as well. So I've seen it then. But when someone literally is completely past, no, there's no fluctuation, which is a great question. Let's see. Yeah, I'm not answering any personal intuitive questions. So I only take like generalized stuff. Thoughts on the use of essential oils in everyday life, used in a locker, lemon for strength while taking exam. Oh, I totally love essential oils. It's kind of like the crystals. If you believe something is working for you, it's going to be 10 times more powerful. So if you believe, smelling cinnamon or putting cinnamon in your coffee makes you more powerful, automatically it's going to, let alone whatever actual scientific properties these things have. And there's so much evidence on this. In fact, I just watched, thanks to Kyle, I finished it, the documentary Heal, which I highly recommend. Kyle has been telling me, like, you have to watch this movie forever. And I get too ADHD and, oh, look, a squirrel. And when I can't find my Netflix password or can't remember it, then I'm like, forget it. So I finally watched it. I loved it. I think all of you need to watch it if you haven't seen it already. But along the use of essential oils, I do believe they work. I find it very frustrating when I was having severe back issues and severe nerve issues 3 years ago, 2 years ago. People would say to me, have you tried peppermint oil? And I'm like, honey, I have tried Demerol. I have tried sawing off my leg. I have tried, I'll try anything at that point. I was so miserable. And then peppermint oil wasn't going to do shit for that. So I worry a little bit about sometimes people feeling like, essential oils can cure everything. Because I was offered that people told me to get a salt lamp. That's going to help me. I'm like, a salt lamp is not going to help severe nerve issues. It might make my room feel nicer. Yes, I agree with that. But so that's where I always, err on the side of caution, where a lot of times people will say, you have to use this oil. It's the greatest thing ever. And there are things that oils cannot do. I wear oils every day. I'm really into rose oil lately. Lemongrass. I've been using a lot of lemongrass lately. Lavender, of course, every day. I think those things are very soothing, if nothing else. And I'm not well schooled and well versed on their properties and what they're used for. I know so many people really, really do know their stuff. I find it fascinating. It's definitely so much better homeopathic healing, and it's excellent for you. And there's no downsides to oils, so there's no reason why people shouldn't use them. So those are the things that I say they're excellent for. And lemon just always makes me feel better and liven up. Okay. What is my belief, Shanna? Thank you. What is your belief when it comes to religion? You were talking with your grandmother about meditation and medium. She advised me that the Bible states to stay away from it. Yes. A lot of people will say the Bible stays away from it. I'm truly, I get a little anything, how do I say this without setting off a firestorm? Well, first of all, if someone thinks I'm evil or Satan or I'm doing really bad things, then the first thing I'm going to advise for you to do is not listen to me. You know what I mean? That's pretty solvable. If you think I'm really, really dangerous and bad, then you could not you, but whoever it is can just turn me off and then go along their merry way. So that I don't understand why sometimes people have to hound me, because I'm if I don't like somebody, I just turn them off. Probably won't listen to them in the first place. So that's the first thing. I know the Bible. I know what the Bible says, but I don't personally think that's the actual interpretation. And I know biblically the Bible can be interpreted any which way you want to. I know there are people who are very conservative and believe you don't interpret anything in the Bible is very literal. And then the other extreme is that it's quite interpretive. I'm more on the line of it's interpretive. I think it's a really cool, fascinating book that was man created, coming from divine source. Anytime we're doing anything creative and it's sort of channeled to us, that songwriters do this all the time, artists do this all the time, massage therapists channel energy, teachers channel all the time. So there's not really a career on the planet that doesn't do that. So religion, I'm not a fan of religion when the participants of any religion use that religion as a reason to not like anyone else. To me, that blows my mind, and I just can't understand it. So my take on religion is that it's a cultural way to experience the divine or describe the divine. And if we leave it there, then we can say, oh, just like language. If you grew up in the Northeast, you probably, of the United States, or if you grew up in the United States, your first language is probably English. So culturally, that made us so that we speak English. If we're in France, our original language is probably French and German and Russian and Chinese. So culturally, just by where you are, you land in a certain pattern of living, and religion fits that to me. Having said that, I was a religion minor. I'm interested in all of them. When you study religions and do comparative religion studies, theology, they're all speaking and saying the exact same thing. They're just celebrating different facets in a different way. Prayer is prayer. Mindfulness is mindfulness. Being and setting time aside to go to church or a temple or a mosque or just out in nature, what's the difference to me? So I think they're all really good, because if they teach us how to connect, that's great. But the minute they teach us that we're better than, or this group is going to heaven and that group's not, they got on the wrong bus, I think that's just mind-blowing, especially in the name of God. So that's my take on religion. I like it and I don't like it. If it works for you and it calms you and it makes you feel safer and you actually profess to be a better person and do good work in the world, it doesn't matter what religion you follow, you're doing good work in the world. That's a great question. So thank you. I also really do feel like Jesus Christ was one of the first to talk about life after death, aka Easter, the resurrection. My interpretation of that is he's saying, hey, look, I'm still going to be here. So I think the Bible, and a lot of times people like say it's literal, like, oh my gosh, he literally didn't die and he came back from the dead. I really believe he meant that I'm still going to be able to connect with you. You guys are still going to be able to hear me. We're just consciousness. And the only thing that's going to die right now is my body, but my connection to all of you will not die. That's my interpretation. But I know I'll be burned at the stake for saying that. So, and I'm all right with that. The link to the meditation didn't work. So I need you guys to write to Michelle, and I'm going to talk about it with her tomorrow, and I'll get it all off to you guys. But we have it. I don't know why it didn't work. It was our first time that we had to send it out, so maybe there was a weird glitch. But we do have it for those of you who attended online. So thank you, Sheila. Bonnie, great question. Any suggestions on where to begin on I forgot to add these. The way I teach vision boards is more about how you feel and how you hope to feel in your future. And I think sometimes what gets missed in a vision board is that we're so focused on very specific outcomes in the vision board that even if we come close to something, or if we don't attain it at all, but our life starts feeling better, that's a success. But when we start saying, like I have a white convertible Mercedes on my vision board, and I've had it there for a long time. I don't have one yet. I don't have one, but I'm also going for the feeling and the thrill that I would have if I had a white convertible Mercedes. So I follow a feeling. I would feel free. I will feel just in luxury. I connect with the feeling of the outcomes more than the outcome itself. So I don't feel like I'm not a success because I don't have that car that's been on my vision board for a long time. I connect people to what feeling do you want to have? Because if you're really searching for, say, peace, and you have vision of peace all over on your board, whatever it takes for you to feel peaceful, you're going to be happy with. So having a specific outcome might not necessarily be what you need. So on that note, you could totally do both. You don't need to figure out one or the other. You don't need to have two separate. You could have one. I also believe years ago when I first started doing vision boards, I really thought they had to be really big. And I always made really huge vision boards. And now I scale them down much smaller, like almost like sheet of paper size, 8x11, because I just feel like it's more focused and we tend not to fill it with too much stuff. I also have some vision board stuff coming up online too, so you'll have to look out for that. That's a great, great question. Let me get some water. Hang on one moment, please. I have my big giant water bottle with lemon juice in it. I just know you guys can hear the drink gulping and stuff. That's pleasant. Okay, Carolyn McGuire, what is the best way to increase your intuition and hearing guidance? That's a great question. Meditation. Meditation is the best way. Paying attention to your thoughts, because intuition does not come like clear. It's not like it's not always like this very obvious thing. It's, if we want to know, should I do something or should I not? It's not like the intuition says to you, do not do that thing or definitely do that thing. It comes in a different language, and everybody has their own interpretation of their own intuitive language. So to learn what that is start paying attention to your thoughts and your feelings. Before every day that I do a reading, I'm really starting to pay attention to, all morning long, I start to pay attention, where's my mind wandering to? Because like one day I had this whole big long thought about me being in corporate, and I've had this wonderful job in corporate, and it's just not fulfilling me anymore, and it's time to leave, and I really should, and I felt really good about leaving. Now, I know that thought that I had as I was drying my hair on some random Tuesday morning had nothing to do with my life, because I'm not in corporate at all. I've never had a corporate position. I don't ever want one. So I knew that someone I'm going to be sitting with that morning, that was on their mind. That was a big question they were coming to me for. So had I not been paying attention to my thoughts, I would have completely missed that guidance for that person. And it works for ourselves as well. Also start paying attention to how certain things feel. Notice if you're more visual, if a lot of times people will think in color, I know from doing my work for so long that if I see something in like black and white or sepia color, I know that whatever is being discussed has happened in the past, because they show it to me or it's shown to me in black and white. If it's present, it just looks normal colors. And if it's a future event, it has more of a technicolor feel to it. So it's very slight. It's not obvious, but it's a slight difference in even just my mind's eye visualization. So you really have to start paying attention to yourself. And the best way to do that is meditation. The other best way to do that is just practice things. In an intuitive development class, I'll do this with you guys right now. So buckle your seatbelts, ready to get some intuitive guidance. When people ask me, Deborah, should I get a new job? Let's use that one. All I'm doing is I'm asking the question for that person, and I'm feeling in my body, should they get a new job? That's a yes or a no. So I'm going to ask all of you to just kind of get still for a moment. It's better to close your eyes. I'll close mine too. And then I want you to say in your mind's voice, your mind's head, the word yes. And I want you to feel what a yes feels like to your body. So just say yes. And feel that. Is there any particular area of your body that you feel it? Does a color come to mind? Is there patterns that come to mind? Any signs? Do you see the word? Do you see the letter Y for yes? Just feel the yes. Then switch yourself and say in your mind's eye, what is a no? And say no. And what does no feel like? And where do you feel that in your body? How does a no come to you? Is it in a color, in a feeling? What part of your body do you feel that in? Is it subtle? And then go back to yes, say yes. Feel that again, revisit it, review it. And then say a no, revisit it, feel it again. And then you could open your eyes and you could share with me. For me, when I'm doing readings, a yes just literally feels like a green light that goes up and down, very much like when you shake your head, yes, yes, but it goes up and down through my body. And a no feels across my body. I feel like just motion across right here. So when people ask me, should I do something? And I get a yes, I'll go, yes, I get a yes on that. Or nope, I get a no on that. Sometimes I go, I don't know. So I dig deeper into that. But you start building on your skills. And sometimes it can change. So sometimes I might feel a yes up and down more in my abdomen and not so much up in here. So it can change, but you could ask yourself that, okay, like just revisit my yes. And over time, it comes so naturally that you just feel it. Doesn't matter where it is in the body, I just feel it in my body. So these are the ways, little techniques to use to just train yourself to feel. And can you use that with someone else? Absolutely, but train it for yourself. And it is hard at first, and we don't want to listen to our own guidance a lot of times. A lot of times we get like a no, don't do this, and then we're like, no, I think I'm wrong on that. I'm going to try it. So we usually know that when we don't follow our intuition, it doesn't really work out well for us. But I would say meditation and just practice little things like that. Also take my intuitive development classes over the summer. So I usually teach them in a 3 or 4 part series. You can attend all 4 or just come to each one. I don't build them each one. Okay, Dina, you're reading E Squared by my friend Pam Grout there. I told you guys about that a little bit. Experiment 1 was a success. Amazing. Did all the experience work for you? It's been a long time since I read that book. I think I read it back in 2011 or 12. I did all the experiments because I really used that book to help me create other workshops that I'm teaching. So I don't remember any that didn't, let's put it that way, but I'd have to look back at the book to really answer that very, very specifically. But it's an amazing book about the power of our mind and the way, how to put out into the universe what it is we want. Pam Grout is a brilliant, brilliant author, writer. So yeah. Okay. Amber. You ended up floating higher and higher. The only thing that helped me to come down was to sneeze. Yes. Yeah, meditation does that. You can leave your body. I mean, I talked about that last night in my class. When we do leave our body when we meditate. We go somewhere else. We allow our consciousness to leave the body and we drift. So we could do that instantly right now. We could do another little quick thing. Still remaining in our body. We don't have to sneeze to come back to reality. Will be here. But the minute I ask you to think of the Sydney Opera House in Sydney, Australia, your consciousness went there and it went there immediately. So you might have a visual, you might picture the Australian harbor and the opera house, but your consciousness went there. If you don't know what the opera house is, you don't know where Sydney, Australia is, your brain was like, wait, where am I going? So you didn't necessarily go all the way there, but your awareness of a place like this started coming to be. So if I said to go to 14 Main Street in Louisiana, our consciousness went there, but because we might not literally know what that is, it's harder to pull everything in. But then we could get into like astral travel and remote viewing and cool stuff like that. But so your consciousness can leave at any point. And the best way to do this is through focused attention and intention. So meditation is super helpful for that. So very cool stuff. 5:55 at your time, Holly. Oh my gosh. Holly is tuning in from Los Angeles. Oh yeah, thank you. If you guys can hit thumbs up, that always like helps my, I don't know if it's ratings. I don't really even know how YouTube works, but it helps if I get these thumbs up. Some algorithm somewhere checks how many people tune in and how many people press thumbs up. So just freaking do it. If you like it and you're listening to me, and just press thumbs up for me. It does something cool for me. What? I don't know, but something. So, let's see, Carolyn. Is it your subconscious working when you are asleep dreaming about a person who has passed and you literally think or say in the dream, wait, he passed away, why is he here? A lot of times I wrote something about this on Instagram yesterday or the day before, that when someone who's passed shows up in a dream and they're connecting with you and talking to you and saying they're here and all of that stuff, that's a visitation. When they're happy and they're healthy and they're whole and they're like almost acting like they're not passed, or if they're saying like, yes, I know I've passed, but I'm still here with you, that is always a visitation. So it's not so much your subconscious mind conjuring them up as much as it is them just checking in with you. Not everybody has dreams of people who have passed. In fact, they're actually more rare than common. When you have a dream that feels uneasy and just the person's suffering, you're suffering, you miss them, they don't want to talk to you, they're angry, they're sad. When it's like a scary dream or an unsettling dream, that's your subconscious processing the grief attached either to that person or just grief and stress that you're having in your life that's kind of projected onto that person. So that's a good question. Hello, Nicole. Oh my gosh. Yes, we could start a book club with me. Maybe I should start a Facebook group. Can I do a live in a Facebook group? I have to check that if that's possible. If not, I'd have to set it up through here to do a virtual online book club. Maybe I'll start doing that like a half hour early before this. I don't know. I'm going to think about that. Yes, I've been talking about a book club. I thought maybe we could do it here, but then there's so many other questions that people have that isn't necessarily the book. So I have to really rethink of how I'm going to structure that. Your ideas are super welcome in how I can make that all happen. And that'll be helpful. Yeah, that book, other spiritual group books. Yes, and I have a lot of my favorite spiritual books listed on that Amazon link that Greg posted earlier. I'm sure he's going to post it again now that I'm mentioning it. So you can go to a lot of the books that I do recommend and love. And it's the gamut. Some are really, really hard stuff, and others are just so light, like E Squared. If you haven't read E Squared, just get it. It's so reader friendly. It's so intriguing. Get that one. Get my all-time favorite, In the Presence of Proof by Deborah Hanlon. Get that one too. I do some exercises similar to E Squared in my book as well, but mine's more about the afterlife and creating heaven on earth. Okay, D, if you want to do the energy workshop in September, can you still do it if you didn't do my first 2 attunements? So the class that I'm holding, the Energy Transformation Awareness class, ETA, it's 6 weeks long. That one is level 1. So that is the one you should start with, D, because you haven't done that one with me. So yes, that one's good. But you absolutely have to attend all the sessions. You can't miss one. So if you're away for one of the weekends or something, they just have to wait for the next time I run it, because you must be present with all of the classes. So yes, you can. And it's not Reiki. I'm putting my own energy class out there because I like to teach energy in a different way. Reiki's phenomenal and wonderful and powerful, but I am not connected to the history and the more traditional teaching of the Reiki symbols and what they mean and how to use them. And that's really important in the Reiki tradition to teach that stuff. And I don't like that stuff. So when I teach energy work, I teach the broader principles of Reiki through a modern day human being. So at the end of my 4 workshop series of Energy Transformation Awareness, which is ETA for short, you'll be able to practice energy healing. It's just not called Reiki because I'm not teaching you the Reiki tradition, but it's energy healing. And even as I'm talking about it, I'm feeling the energy like ooze out of my hands, and just because it starts bringing the juices, the energetic juices up. So that's powerful. That's in September. And then that's part 1. And then part 2 is one weekend in November. Part 3 are Tuesdays in November. And the 4th part is in January. So it's intense. It's an intense program. And yes, click the thumb icon. Don't put it in the bar there because it's, oh my God, my alarm went off. One moment, please. So, okay. Let's see. Can you encourage, this is good, Kelly. Can you encourage someone who's passed to visit you in a dream? Yes, and possibly no. If you're someone who tends to remember their dreams, then I feel you'll have a better chance of remembering the dream with a visitation. But you can absolutely, before you go to bed, and you're going to have to do this over and over and over, it might take 2 months. It might take 2 years for this to start happening. But before you guys go to bed, just thank them for showing up. Thank you for coming to me in a dream. Thank you for giving me this information. Thank you for that visit. Thank you for letting me know you're here. Start saying that before you go to bed. You can even write it out. Dear so-and-so, thank you for coming to me. And practice that and meditate on it before you go to sleep. I went to a dream workshop at Omega with Kevin Tedeschi, and he's the one who wrote the blurb on the back of my book. He's the president and CEO of the Edgar Cayce Foundation in Virginia Beach. And he did this amazing class with John Holland, a medium, about dreams. And he taught the group to do this, like to hold it in your hand, to put it under your pillow. I'm not somebody who really remembers my dream, but during that workshop, I learned how to harness my dreams for my own intuition. And I kind of slacked off with it, but it's amazing to see what comes through in a dream when it's, even if it's just basic intuitive information that you want. It's absolutely amazing for you to discover what comes through. So yes, I do think in a way you can. But if you happen to not typically remember your dreams, as soon as you stop doing this nightly work and ritual, it might just slack off. Okay, let's see. Let me see. I'm seeing your, hey Kim, how are you? Hey Kevin, oh my God, it's good to see you tuning in. That's how far behind I am. I'm seeing you guys. Hold on, let me. Greg and Kevin are talking back and forth. Yes, Susan, I do have openings for the energy class in September. It is powerful. People here can tune in. For those of you, I see a lot of you who just finished the class. It's just so amazing. You can't even put it into words, but I teach you what's blocking you. What's the old crap that's getting in your own way? Okay, let's see. Okay. One moment, I got a drink. Shayna, will I be adding more openings for like individual sessions? I guess you're meaning when you say meetings. I've been trying to connect with you after you lost your dad and your mom 2 weeks ago. Oh, I know it is very frustrating to get an appointment. I really do believe that when it's right and it's your time, you will totally have that. I had someone today with me talking about it took them 3 years to get a session with me. Then again, I have people all the time who get that appointment every month. And I don't let people come to me every single month by any means. I actually make sure you wait at least 6 months, and I preferably ask you to wait for a year, partially to give other people an opportunity. And also because I don't think that my work should be used for grief, overly used for grief. And I want to teach people how to use your own intuition instead of relying on mine for you. So I love that people are so interested in my work. And you will get it when you're supposed to. And I know that's like a lame answer and everyone's like, oh, she's just saying that. But I've seen so many times again and again and again that when it's your time, it will so open up for you. And I have 2 people who I told them, man, you should start charging people because they literally have figured out how to be, I guess they're just on my website the moment it opens up. And they just know how to do it because there's 2 people. One, her name is Jessica, and the other is little Tara. They tend to just get a session like for other people, their friends all the time. And I'm just always amazed, like, what are you doing? I can't even log in properly. But yeah, if you're on my email list, you'll be able to be notified first. My email list is pretty big though, so don't forget that a lot of people are trying at the same time. And I will say that I know it's frustrating and I know there's a great need and there's such like, people are like, no, please, Deborah, you don't understand. And we do receive so many of these messages. And poor Michelle in my office has to hear all these stories. And it's difficult for us because there's only so much I can do. I'm only one person. But at the same time, I have a lot of people who just go absolutely irate and go crazy on Michelle or on me through Michelle. And that will never work for anybody. When as soon as someone is going irate and yelling, and this is ridiculous, and I might as well go to so-and-so, my answer is always, then go to so-and-so, because I always feel that if you're angry and you think my system is unfair and it's bullshit and all this stuff that I hear all the time, I always feel like the universe is protecting me from those people and they'll never get a session. So there's always that. I'm not saying you at all, Shanna. I'm just always putting that out there because I'm amazed at how many people really get irate every month. This is bullshit. And I know it's disappointment talking and grief talking, but at the same time, I think there's a balance. I think there's a balance that's needed. And I get furious if someone upsets Michelle. Absolutely furious. So if you want to get on my good side, get on Michelle's good side. She'll be happy I said that. Okay, Dan, let's see what this question is. If you're upset at someone that passed, or you bad-mouthed someone that passed, do they understand? Yes. I talk about this at length in the book, and the short answer to that is when we cross over, we finally are coming from a vantage point of understanding as a whole instead of from one limited mindset view versus like being human. So I'm Deborah and I have a limited view of the world. As much as I want to say like, no, I'm so aware and open, there's still always going to be blind spots because I'm human and I'm only able to see as much as my consciousness, expanded or not, can understand and fathom. When I pass, or when anyone passes, the human stuff is what dies away. The spirit and pristine soul self sees the much larger picture. So if someone's upset and they've been bad-mouthed, or if they've done something bad to you or you've done something bad to them, they finally understand where it's all coming from, why it all happened. So there's such a level of, do I use the word empathy, compassion, empathy, awareness of this much bigger picture than just why are you hurting me or why did you attack me? So it's so much more freeing to pass because we finally understand everybody's viewpoint and we're not just stuck on our own. So I know there's so many questions here. Okay. My name's Matthew. If you happen to receive anything from me, thank you, Matthew. I don't do any personal intuitive work through this format, so that's why I'm not just answering like personal intuitive questions this way. Yeah, Edward Casey is pretty amazing. I've obviously heard of Edward Casey, just because I'm a human being on the planet. A lot of people have. But the more I learned about the Edgar Casey Foundation and his work and how brilliant he was, it blows my mind. That man was just ridiculous. Okay, let's see. Okay, Christina. Shelly, yes, Greg is the man behind the curtain. He does have it all under control. You have no idea. Michelle in my office calls Greg my digital director. So he does all the background stuff and keeps it all working. And I just walk down my steps to my basement, which is where I really am because there's a green screen behind me. And the picture that you guys are seeing is a photograph of the library room in my house. So yeah, he makes it all happen. And I just show up. I put lipstick on and makeup and I try to fix my hair. I throw on a scarf. The rest of my outfit, I'm totally in black yoga pants. And I'll be done with this. I'll take off the scarf and I'm going to go right to bed. So I'm basically in my pajamas. Magic of the internet right now. So yes. So Christina, is there a reason why one person receives visitation via dreams from loved ones that passed over? Would that person be intuitive in a way? Could be strong intuitiveness. It could be that's their strength to receive information in dreams. And I've seen this so many times in my office, and it usually happens, I kind of laugh when it does, that it's usually like two sisters who come in for a reading. And one of the sisters is totally into all of this stuff with intuition and mediums and energy and the other side, and they're just really, really open to all of this stuff. And the other sister is usually this like skeptical, like this is bullshit. She made me come. I don't really like this, and nothing's gonna happen. And that's the sister who gets all the dreams from like mom. So the intuitive sister is like, why the hell is my mother going to her all the time? She doesn't even believe in this crap. And I'll say, that's exactly why she comes to your sister in a dream, because that person can't filter it out and can't say they made it up. Because very logical non-believers will always say, oh, it's just coincidence. Oh, you're just making it up. Because that's the way they're wired. And so they tend to be the ones who get dreams more because they are not in tune with the signs and the winks during their waking state. Or if they get one, they just shove it off like, it's coincidence. Versus those who are more open and they see like, oh yes, that little bird is mom saying hi. And when I saw that time on the clock, this means that. You know, a person who's connected feels those little tiny moments, but a person who's much more logical and linear will be like, what? The time is just 11:12. It doesn't mean anything, you know? So they tend to get more dreams. I see that more often in my office. I also joke, like, I've had 2 visitation dreams in my whole life. I wrote about this in the book. My first was so powerful. It was so strong. It was unbelievable. And then my second was about 2 or 3 years ago. And a former client friend used to do performances, live music at my center. His nickname is Skitch. People will probably know him just by me saying that name. He came to me in a dream. And I was floored. I was like, what are you doing here? How'd you get in my dreams? Nobody comes into my dreams. So he made it in just that one time. So if you don't get dreams, don't be upset with, why. Because it just might be that your wiring is not that way. Okay. Hello, James. How are you? Kathy, that's a great idea. Be adventurous and put a picture of the boys' room behind me. No, that would be like the picture itself would smell and be disgusting. So they're teenagers. Ben's room is normally pretty neat and tidy. And like the minute it doesn't get that way, we say something and it's clean. So he's pretty good. The others are just downright disgusting. It's just gross. Just close the door. I don't want to deal with it. I don't know why it happens over and over, but it's really gross. I have other pictures of the house and I will put them behind me. But Kevin actually is the one that says he likes this room the best. And so this is why it's up. It's not really because I'm listening to Kevin, but he said it looks nice, so I believe him. Okay. Thank you for your words, Carolyn. That is very kind of you. Yeah, there's 4 men in here. That's like overwhelming testosterone here, guys. Wow. Yeah, Greg doesn't know what he's doing. He doesn't, but he totally does. And I will say that he can figure anything out. Ladies and gentlemen, yeah, I might be compassionate. Yeah, I like to give my time. Yes, I like to help people. And yeah, I'm really so wonderful. But let me tell you, I go batshit crazy when my technology doesn't work, when I can't log into something because the password's not right. I just say, forget it. I'm like, nope, I'm done. I'm out. I don't do it because my brain it like shuts down. So I've got a good side and I don't. Greg's brain is like, let me have the pieces. Let me have the details. Let me go figure this out. You go be you, and I'll just make everything happen behind the scenes. Thank God. He is the yin to my yang. And then the other way, he's not compassionate and helpful and really kind to people. So we're like perfect. He's going to love me for that. I'm kidding. He kind of is, sort of, sometimes. So anywho, let's see, where are we? Oh, I missed Christina's question and Melanie's. Hang on, let me go back now. Oh, okay, I think this is the one you're talking about. Has anyone from the other side ever spoken to you about God or Jesus or anything along those lines? Yes, absolutely. They do talk, that they've experienced them. A lot of times they'll say, oh my gosh, this is exactly what I thought it would be, or this is nothing like I thought it would be. I've heard those comments. I shared a couple YouTubes ago, I shared a story about a gallery that I was bringing through someone's husband. A mom and daughter were in the crowd, and the husband had passed, so it's the father. And his message was confusing me because he kept saying like he loves the doorstep, the way she decorates the doorstep, and and like my logical mind is like, yeah, like a lot of times people put pumpkins on their doorstep at Halloween time. Like it's not like really intuitive. So I'm like, why is he like so excited about this? And she's like, yes, 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 I do. I decorate. And he kept talking about these decorations all the time. And Halloween, at Christmas, he loves the decorations. So happy for you. So I had to ask, like, what is the deal? Like, why is he so happy? Like, did you get a new house? I didn't understand. And she said that he was a practicing Jehovah Witness, did not believe in decorating, obviously, for holidays, didn't believe in it, didn't allow her to do those things when he was still physically here. And when he passed, he was basically saying he's so happy for her to do that, to be able to do that. So I remember thinking that was really cool, because you would think that someone with that particular religious background would say like mediumship is terrible and it's awful. And he was speaking quite clearly through me. So I'm fascinated by that stuff all the time. And a meditation. I mean, people all the time experience and see religious figures, saints, sages, Mother Mary, Jesus, Buddha. Someone, who was it? Who was it that someone saw recently? And in their meditation, I forget. It was like someone like Gandhi. It was someone like that, but just highly known religious energies. And it's just fascinating to see what we can connect with. Rita, what questions do you have? I just see that maybe my questions don't come through. So let me just see. It's hard for me because my screen of your writing is so small and they go up really quick. So as soon as I scroll up, I miss the next. Next step, where to move? You just sold your house. That would be more like a personal intuitive question. So I don't answer those in this format. So maybe that's what it is. Let me just look back. Yeah, I think I've gotten everything. Let's do this. Let's end with a brief meditation so that you all can start really working with that possibility of just slowing yourself down. I always believe in guided meditation. I think it's the best way to connect for people. It's because I'm engaging your logical mind. I'm giving your logical mind some instructions to follow. So it keeps the logical mind busy while your intuitive self kind of calms down and slows down. So that's why guided meditation is my preferable way to teach meditation. So we're going to log off soon, but I would encourage you to stick around for this part. We'll only do a few moments of it. It will definitely help you go to sleep much faster. If you can't fall asleep right now, then what you're going to want to do is tell your body to wake yourself up, or set your phone, because I don't want to be responsible for you like sleeping through this if you still have like dishes and stuff to do. And if you have dishes to do, don't do it. Do it tomorrow morning. So get comfortable with wherever you are. If bright lights are on around you, you might want to dim them or turn them down. And we're just going to go inward by closing our eyes. And I want you to take a really nice deep breath in through your nose. And then exhale that breath out your mouth, slowly but forcefully. Do it so you really feel that exhale and the air leaving your body. So again, breathe in through your nose. Take that breath in really, really deep into your belly. And then exhale forcefully out your mouth. Continue to focus in on your breathing. Allow any distractions around you, whether it's the noise of other people in your home, or pets, or outside traffic, TVs or radios, or any sounds anywhere else in your home. Just allow that to be. It's okay that it's there. But just turn your attention inward more. Turn all of your focus to your breathing. And allow yourself to really feel relief through your breath. Exhale forcefully out. Release this day. Bring in gratitude for yourself, for getting yourself to this point. Pat yourself on your back for getting yourself through another day, moving your body, interacting in the world, trying to be the best person you can be, which is exhausting and tiring. So this time right now is all about a recharge for yourself. With your breath, you're going to breathe in this new moment. Breathe in calm and clarity, and exhale anything that no longer serves you or this moment. Right now, bring in deep gratitude for your own physical body, for it's the vessel that carries your soul, your pristine energy. Thank your body for working the way it does, even if you have health issues, and actually, especially if you have health issues. Bring in love and gratitude to your physical body. When you close your eyes and focus and meditate, it also gives your cells the opportunity to work more efficiently. So just by breathing in and out, allowing yourself to get calmer and calmer and more relaxed, you're also initiating self-healing. Continue to breathe in and out and focus on this gratitude for your body. And if there's any part of your physical body that's been bothering you, been achy or cranky, any part that doesn't feel well, breathe into that space and imagine white light fills that part of your body. Could even fill your entire body if you need. And repeat in your own mind, thank you for my healing. Thank you for my healing. Thank you for my healing. Breathe deep in, exhale out. Allow yourself to connect with that calm and yet energizing feeling that your body is receiving. And we've only been doing this for a few short minutes. Bring in gratitude for this day being done. And tell your body to sleep deeply tonight so that your body can get the rest you need. You can thank loved ones for showing up in your dreams this evening. And thank yourself for this connection to something much larger to yourself. Allow yourself to become more and more relaxed. Release any tension or stress. Let it fall away with this day. And tomorrow you will wake up with a new appreciation. You will wake up and remind yourself of this moment and the peace and calm feeling you ended your day with. And you will begin your day on a positive note with a positive mindset. And any negative thoughts or emotions that come up directed towards your day or anyone in your day, you're going to catch it faster and ask yourself not to go there. You don't need to expend negative energy. You don't need to throw out negativity or feel and express all this negativity. Just allow yourself to breathe through it and be empowered through relaxation, clarity, and calmness. Take another nice deep breath and allow yourself to fall deeper into relaxation and calm. You may choose to just allow yourself to fall right into sleep now. If you are not ready to fall asleep, just allow yourself to stay in a calm manner with soothing music behind you. No need to put on a television or any other abrupt energy. And if you want to go right into sleep, go ahead. You can fall asleep from here. And I'm going to log off and wish everyone a very good night. And I will see you all next week. Have a good one. Thank you for tuning in. Bye, Facebook.